What's going on, everybody? This is Living in Arizona Now, and today we're going to talk about crime in Arizona, the most dangerous cities, the most dangerous places in Arizona. That's what this video is going to be about. So you can see here's Arizona. We're going to dial it in, getting FBI crime statistics. We're going to talk about what's happened with the pandemic here in 2020, and then moving forward into 2021, where the places are where you kind of will be more prone to different types of crime, whether it be property crime, violent crime, or larceny, auto theft. We're going to go around Arizona and take a look at where these dangerous spots are. Now, this is just raw, hard data. I'm also going to interject my opinion on some of these places as well. Let's get started. Around the crime statistics as per safewise.com, where the safest and most dangerous places are in America, but you can see per capita, none of the Arizona cities are going to be on this list of the most dangerous in America. So that's a good thing, right? But you could see Anchorage, Alaska, crime per capita with violent crime and property crime coming in right there at the top, followed by the sister city of Tucson, which is Albuquerque, New Mexico, Memphis, Tennessee, Wichita, Lubbock. You guys get the idea here. Facts.net, they're giving us a list right here. Most dangerous cities in Arizona for 2021. You can see Globe, that's Globe, Miami. That's considered one of the most dangerous. Second year in a row now that Globe comes in is not a very safe place. I go to Globe several times. I don't have any incidents, but when it comes to per capita crime, a little town like Globe is coming in number one, followed by a Phoenix metro area suburb, if you want to call it that, Tolleson. And then all the way up in the northern part of the state is going to be Page, followed by Winslow, Holbrook, and then here comes Phoenix, Tempe, Tucson, Coolidge, and then Kingman. So those are considered places that are dealing with high crime rates per capita. Reported a little bit different information as far as the most dangerous cities in Arizona. You can see right here at number one comes Winslow, but Page ranks near the top. Tucson and Glendale and Kingman, Coolidge, Tempe, Holbrook, Cottonwood, and Flagstaff. So this is a little bit different look. This is on burglary.com, but you could see it does show you some of that information. Now, a lot of requests to show you guys the map. I'm going to start in Phoenix, and I'm going to show you guys also around Tucson some of the areas you may want to avoid if you're looking to be in safer areas and avoid the more dangerous areas according to the FBI's crime statistics. So you can see my little blue arrow right here. This is I-17. This area of I-17 from Central Phoenix, all the way west until about 58th Avenue. This is the area that I would consider a no-go zone south of the 101. So this right here, is the area that you're going to experience the most issues. That's going to include places like Sunny Slope, some of these other areas, even down into Tolleson, which is right over here. This area right here is called South Phoenix. South Phoenix has always been kind of a tough area, especially around here. In this area right here along the Salt River, just south of the airport. This area just north of the airport is a bit fuzzy, but then when you go on to the other side of the 202, it's like you just come into a different world, and here you are into Arcadia and Camelback, which is considered nice. So if I just pull back out again, so the area around the I-17 from 101 down to basically down to South Mountain, from Central all the way to about 50th Avenue is kind of where you're, they also call it like Metro Center, not such a great area. Now, if you go over here into North Phoenix, is an area where they have lots of issues in terms of drug use and whatnot. It's going to be along this area of Bell Road and Union Hills. And it kind of starts, I would say, around about, again, I-17 over to about Cave Creek Road right here. Now, Cave Creek Road goes all the way up to Phoenix, or to Cave Creek, the town, but it also extends all the way down into just past Patswall Peak. So this area here, they have an area around here near Greenway called the Square, and you can see Lookout Mountain right here. So these are areas around Phoenix you would want to avoid. On Mesa, in particular, the central area, downtown Mesa on Main Street, is another area that is considered not ideal when you're in Mesa. If you're looking for some safer areas in Mesa, you would head up towards this area of Mesa. On the east side of Mesa, probably Superstition Springs, all the way north until you get into the Usery Mountains and towards Apache Junction, which is for the most part considered safe. So this area of Mesa is not, considered safe. This area of Mesa is not considered as safe. And then if you were to go into Tempe, Tempe has some safe spots and then some not so safe spots. Pretty much this area around Tempe is probably the higher crime areas. Whereas if you're in this area, you're going to get more residential and lower crime. This is south of the 60 and east of basically Rural Road is pretty safe. Once you get past Rural Road all the way east to Gilbert and Queen Creek, it's good to go. I know it's really hard to imagine all this, but you can always reference this video at a later date if you need the areas that you would want to avoid. And if I also wanted to show you guys around this area of Sky Harbor, it's known as Van Buren. Van Buren area is not considered the most ideal place to be. This is Van Buren right here, north of the airport. So just this whole area right here, north of the airport, is not a place you'd want to be at night. I want to show you guys around Tucson where the areas are a little bit fuzzy and where it's safe. For the most part, this whole area around the mountains, the Catalina foothills, is pretty safe. The area where it starts to get a little bit fuzzy, again, I use that word fuzzy because, you know, hairy situations, right? Kind of around this airport area, this South Tucson, this area around here, just South Tucson, you have the airport right here, but you'll notice the airports are where kind of like the areas, you know, you want to get away from, really. But here you have the I-10, this whole area right here. And then if you wanted to also say this area around south of downtown, you could see some of these neighborhoods here. But for the most part, the safe areas are going to be up here in the Catalina foothills all the way up to Oro Valley. Kind of wanted more in-depth information about this, you would go onto the FBI's website here and you can get Phoenix right here. You can see it tells you the population, total law enforcement employees, total officers, and total civilians. And then right here, if you wanted it by the major metro areas in Arizona, they only show you Flagstaff, which is right here, Phoenix, Tucson, and Prescott Valley. Based on the research that I did, Tucson appears to be the most dangerous one, and then comes Phoenix, Flagstaff, and then Prescott Valley being the safest one. Now, if you're wanting some additional information, you can also go onto the Arizona Department of Public Safety website and pull their report. I'll do my best to try and link in the comment or in the citation below some of this information so you guys can access it. But you can see you can pull up the crime statistics based on the date. And it would give you a pamphlet just like this, and it would be a long read, really. Now, if you go onto a local website, KVOA, in Tucson, it says FBI data shows Tucson among most dangerous cities in Arizona. Now, it is important to notice here, they do say Phoenix and Tucson are not more violent compared to comparable cities nationwide like Los Angeles, Denver, Dallas, and San Antonio, all of which have higher violent crime rates. So yes, Phoenix does have its issues, especially in certain areas, as I've already gone over, but for the most part, it is not necessarily worse than many of the major metro areas around the country. Is that the FBI is checking out here in the metro areas across Arizona. You have Phoenix, Prescott Valley, Flagstaff, and Tucson. Now, if you just went off of just violent crime per capita, Flagstaff has the highest per capita rate of violent crime, followed by Tucson, and then Phoenix, then comes Prescott Valley, which is considered for the most part safe from violent crime. On the most dangerous places around Arizona, I would say for the most part, wherever you have a public transportation system that's functioning, low-cost transportation up and down those lines, you're going to get some different activities than you would get in the rural residential areas, the suburbs. Some of the most dangerous things you'll be doing in Arizona, aside from protecting your home from home intruders or whatnot, would probably be driving, whether it be driving the roads or dealing with road rage, the freeways. The freeways, for the most part, are pretty safe. I mean, they're some of the most advanced freeways you would have anywhere in the world, but some of the surface streets, you do get accidents and whatnot. Typically, they'll happen early in the morning, like before 4 a.m. or something. You get wrong way drivers. People, they're coming home from the bar, or they're out having a late night. Maybe they're intoxicated, and then at 2, 3, 4 in the morning, get on the freeway going the wrong way. That happens. You get a lot of that. So for the most part, if you're out during the daytime, that's probably obviously the safest time in Arizona to be out and about. But after hours, after dark, people do have a tendency to get intoxicated, and that can be one of the more dangerous things. There are stiff penalties for people who do drink and drive. It's usually not worth it to even risk it, because they do have driving under the influence, driving while intoxicated. You can even get a ticket if you're driving recklessly, even if you're below the legal limit of 0.008. So, but when it comes to the violent crimes, there are some areas of Phoenix, in particular the west and south side of Phoenix, which is considered the dangerous parts. Same kind of deal in Tucson, South Tucson. So it just seems like the south sides of the towns are where it's kind of a little bit fuzzy. I'm not saying it's all the same, but even in Phoenix, you have that north side of North Phoenix up around Bell Road that does have higher crime. Bell Road, Union Hills, Beardsley, and even down into Greenway around Sunny Slope and that area I call the Square. So for the most part, that's a lot of the information that you're going to get. Yeah, they say that Globe is dangerous, but it's such a small town, it doesn't really produce enough results to give it an accurate representation, because you would go to Globe and you would say, hey, this place is not that bad. Or you would go to but Holbrook or Winslow, they'll say they have high crime there. Now, Winslow, I will say, Winslow is one of those places that is a little bit wild. So I could see why they would put Winslow on their page, maybe too. I was surprised to see Page on there personally, but hey, that's just what happens. Anyways, guys, I just wanted to make this video. Hope this helps some of you guys. Thanks to everyone who subscribes and likes the videos, and we'll see you on the next one.